Our next presentation is the OSV market facing any oversupply problem. And to give us an overview on that, we have Mr. Venkatraman Sheshashayee. I hope I got the name right, Chief Executive Officer and Executive Director of Jaya Holdings Limited. Prior to this, he was Director of Great Ship India Limited and Managing Director of Great Ship Subsea Solutions Singapore. He has a bachelor's in marine engineering from Marine Engineering College in Calcutta and an MBA from Bangalore. Shesh has over 28 years of experience in diverse domains and functions, ranging from shipping to manufacturing of term finance to offshore oilfield services. He is recognized for the wide-ranging knowledge and expertise in international offshore oilfield services space, and he has set up companies and operations in India, Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia, Brazil, Mexico, and Australia, almost everywhere. So with that, I welcome Mr. Sheshashayee for his next presentation. Thank you.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. 6 presentations in 2 hours is a bit much, so what we'll do is we'll finish this in 5 minutes. Oh yes, that's important. These views are mine and not Jaya Holdings. A very quick scope, what we're going to look at. We're basically going to answer the question asked as part of the title of the presentation, give the reasons, give suggested solutions, and then possibly, if we have the time, discuss possible futures which we may or may not have. A quick look at Jaya. I suppose most of you know who we are. We are one of the few offshore groups in the world which both operate vessels as well as build them. Our target markets are currently Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Africa, and we are making headway into Mexico and Brazil. I won't go into it in great detail. We are all available. I mean, we are available on the website, so if you need any more information, you can go on. The question we are asked today is the OSV market facing an oversupply problem? And the short answer is yes. Why? And the reasons are very clear. There is nothing hidden. There is nothing ambiguous. Geir spoke about much of what I'm going to speak about. The market, the industry is seriously fragmented. There's a huge amount of speculative building and speculation in this industry, which does not add value to anyone at all, neither to the operators, nor to the vessel owners, nor to the contractors. There is a huge amount of me too or herd behavior. If that gentleman buys a vessel, I must buy a vessel. If that gentleman buys a rig, I must buy a rig. The industry players, while are very smart in the normal circumstances, seem to have very short memories and tend to forget what happens in times of stress, in times of distress, in times of downturn. All they can remember is the IRRs and returns they get when the market is doing well. A lot of the people in the market tend to build empires rather than looking at shareholder value. Again, you saw what Geir was talking about in terms of both shipping and offshore stock performance over the past few years. It doesn't seem to affect people as much as it would in other industries. Such stock performances should send people back to the drawing board and have them start looking at what they've done wrong and how they can set it right, rather than just say, we will build 4 more vessels. And in my opinion, most offshore companies, and I'm saying this without fear or favor, have a huge lack of corporate governance. Because if there is any kind of risk management that there should be in the average company, the kind of, what we are doing will not be done, right? If there is a board, if there is a risk management committee, they will be stopping us from doing what we've been doing over the past few years. And these are, in my opinion, the primary reasons for why we, as owners and operators in the offshore market, tend to shoot ourselves in the foot. I don't know how many of you are owners, but I'll tell you this with my hand on my heart. We do not have bad markets because of external reasons. We have bad markets because we create bad markets. And that is something we should all understand. What are the suggested solutions? Consolidation, again, Gair has spoken about this. The world is speaking about consolidation, but nobody is doing anything about it. And I think that links to the fact that the sizes of egos in this domain are much larger than most other domains. The second option is to collaborate. Even if you don't consolidate, at least form strategic alliances with other companies, with other groups, such that you can extend your reach into other markets, so that you can leverage on what your capabilities are and their capabilities are, and basically synergize, make 1 + 1 = 4. The third thing, which I've been saying for the past 3 years, is, and this is something which banks should insist on, is that people build business plans before they build vessels, right? In most cases, there's no concept of where the vessel is going to go, to which market, to which client, at what rates, to do what scope of work. It's just, I will build the vessel. The fourth is build a very strong risk management capability within your company. The risk management team has to ask the right questions. Why are we building? What is the strategic plan? How does it align with the long-term plans of the company? How does it impact the balance sheet? How does it impact the P&L? Do we have enough money if the markets collapse? What are the scenario analysis that we are doing? What is the worst case? What is the best case? Somebody should be doing this before people go out and invest large amounts of money on assets which 2 years later could be standing idle, bleeding the company dry. The fifth is that I think managements must start focusing on shareholder value and not on our own egos. It's very easy, sort of starting to believe that you are the chair you sit in, but we have to understand that the chair we sit in is because the shareholders put us there, and not because we are some kind of supermen. And the last is, this is something which again I have been discussing with my own board, is that we need stronger, more knowledgeable boards who could challenge management, who could speak to them, who could advise and finally align them with shareholder interests. We've had in the last 2 hours presentations which have ranged from extremely optimistic to Gair's, which I believe is extremely realistic. If you asked me, I would align myself with Gair today, because I think while there are lots of positive trends in this market, while we relatively, when we compare ourselves to the shipping market, relatively we look fantastic, I think there are lots of weaknesses, there are lots of areas of concern which we need to address. If we don't, we will end up in a whirlpool similar to the shipping market in the next few years. I don't know what the future holds for us. One of the things I've been terrible at is forecasting. But I know that if we have to look forward to a bright future, we need to work together. We need to work more smarter, and we need to be very clear about what we want to achieve and how we want to do it in conjunction. We have to do it all together. Banks, yards, ship owners, everybody has to work together to build the right future for ourselves. Thank you very much.